and welcome to On the Move with Nan and Cam. And we're just, as you know, we're like 2 weeks out. No, 1 week out.
Yeah, we're
one and a half weeks out from the Allianz Partners Richmond Marathon. And we're very excited. It's going to be the 47th running. So we thought, we know people got questions. Everybody has questions. We put it up on Instagram last night on the Richmond Marathon Instagram page and asked, who has questions for Megan Schultz, our race director? And it blew up. Y'all have questions for Megan.
Y'all have questions.
I'm nervous.
And that's okay.
So we brought her in here and she is here to answer today. Burning questions.
Yes.
So Megan, welcome. This is your second time or third time?
This is my second time on the podcast.
It's almost a year.
It's I like this kind of annual reunion.
Yeah, me too. And also, that podcast was one of Cameron and I's first podcasts since we just celebrated a year, but it was also one of our highest watched. Because I think it's you.
I'd like to take credit, but I think it might be the content.
No, it's your fan club. It's all you.
People burning questions.
So we're excited because I think this is just going to double.
Yeah.
And then next year it's going to triple. We actually have way more questions this year.
Yes.
We were just talking about that. So it's just going to be great. So how long have you been the race director?
Let's see. I've been the race director since 2015. So this is year 9, if I'm doing my math correct, I think. So it's been a little while, but it's such a fun job. I mean, y'all know we're out there together on race day, and it's just an awesome experience kind of leading into, and then once you see race day come together, it's just amazing.
Oh yeah. No, it's the best.
Yeah. So much going on.
I know. It's literally so much going on all the time. I feel like our staff, this is all we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, but this last week it really gets into it. We had volunteers here last night looking at how to do the water stuff.
We're unwrapping blankets today, unwrapping medals today. So, we're so thankful to have the volunteer crew that we have on race day, but it's kind of crazy. I mean, the volunteering starts early. So it's incredible to have that kind of support, and we're nearing a record year from a participation standpoint. So we're going to be over 21,000 folks. We're going to sell out the half marathon. So if you haven't registered for that, you need to get on it.
It's like 93% full right now, and then this will come out in a few days, so it'll probably be like 95. So, everybody, calm down. Hurry up and register if you
let this be a reminder.
Yes.
We're gonna get there. I know we are.
It's exciting to see the growth that we've had, and a big testament to our team here and all of our volunteers in our community. So it's awesome. We're eager for race day.
Very eager. Can't wait. Let's dive into some questions.
Important questions. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So our first question is from someone, I'm guessing that this might be their first race. She's asking if she's allowed to fill up her handheld water bottle at our water stop.
That is a great question. And we just had our water stop training last night with our awesome captains. And the answer very simply is yes. And the way that will work is at our stops, we have hydration cans and we utilize pitchers to fill up the cups. So the same way that those pitchers can fill up the cups that people may be taking, they can also be used to fill up someone else's handheld. So absolutely, one of our wonderful volunteers will be totally up for that task. So no problems there.
Yes.
I'm going to do, since you just did the one that we got late, I'll do the next one we got late. Yeah. Somebody wants to know, can they run with a stroller?
That is, unfortunately, no is the answer. I hate having to answer no, but that from a safety perspective, we do not allow strollers, bikes, from a start line as well as just general course perspective. That is something we cannot allow.
There's a lot of people out there.
There's a lot of people out there, and the street is the street. We've got potholes filled. We've worked with the city to make the course as beautiful as possible. But it just doesn't make sense from a safety perspective for us.
But if you would like to run with your stroller, we do have the CarMax Tacky Light Run.
There it is.
December 14th. And that's a great race for that one.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, that was really good.
She works in marketing.
Yeah.
From my dad. Okay, cool. Next question is, what is the elevation gain looking like for the full marathon?
Yep. So for the full marathon, what I would recommend is we have a chart online. So go check that chart out. If you go to our course maps link, on the PDF chart is a great little visual for the elevation gain that you'll see on course. I like to tell people we have a relatively flat course. It is not pancake flat. It has some rolling hills, and there's probably 2 hills that I like to mention to folks. We take you down by the river on Riverside Drive around mile 9. So kind of very naturally, you've gone down, you've got to come back up to get to Forest Hill Avenue. So again, around mile 9. And then right here near our sports backers offices out here on Arthur Ashe Boulevard, there's a bit of an incline coming up on mile 19, getting you at this overpass. And so like those are the 2 kind of more significant hills, but in general, there is some rolling, and to me, it adds interest. I guess that's easy for me to say from this seat. But it is a very fair course. And then I always like to mention, we are a top 25 Boston qualifier, and we are a great first-time marathon course. And that is in part because the course is really fair, but also the course support is just unbelievable.
Yeah. And speaking of course support, just something interesting to note. Next week, we have a really interesting podcast with some of the course support. Yeah, we got our friends from the Pickle Juice Company.
We got National Pickle Day.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's where I
know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about that one.
I'm excited about that.
Vice president of the Pickle Company.
Wow.
Yeah.
As we celebrate National Pickle Day.
This
is too much.
Yeah.
This is too much.
We're recording with them on Friday. I remembered and saw it, so I really got to get thinking on all my things pickle.
I love that. Yeah, we do have a pickle juice stop right on Brook Road, mile 23 of the full, mile 10 of the half. It's awesome. People absolutely love it. We added this probably 5 or 6 years ago, and it's been a hit.
While we're on the topic of that, I'm going to jump just because you were talking about the aid stations. So what is on the menu at our junk food station?
Ooh,
so
on the menu.
Pickles. Yeah. What's on the menu?
So we have 2 junk food stations on the full course, which means 1 on the half course. And on the menu, we've got Coke. We've got Oreos. We've got pretzels.
Your fave.
I mean,
Oreo girl.
I did get to come up with the menu. And then we've got gummy bears. So that, again, one of the things we pride ourselves on is the course support. And so having these kind of unique stops is something we're really proud of. So very, very excited. Junk food is back in 2 locations, and that's your menu.
Love it. That's a question
Certainly
I asked. That'd be what I was worried about.
And if you have suggestions for future menus, please let us know. It's not that we can take every single suggestion, but if there's something that we can
have a new special next year on the website.
If there's something that makes sense, and we're kind of hearing a lot about it, we can do that too for sure.
Yeah, Oreo.
Yeah,
looking at you, Oreo.
Yeah, she lives that lifestyle. Full lifestyle ambassador.
Yeah. Okay, what does the parking situation look like, and is prepaid parking available?
So on the parking front, I do believe some of the lots offer prepay parking. So yes is the answer to that. And so you are parking downtown. So we certainly recommend that you get there with enough time to find parking. We have a great list on our travel page of the various decks, surface lots, and then of course there is street parking. One of the things we work with the city of Richmond on, you will notice that on the weekends normally they charge to park on the street, but through partnership they are not going to enforce the charging. So if you see street parking or you see 2-hour only, they won't enforce that. Of course they'll continue to enforce handicapped and kind of safety oriented parking measures. So you can park near the start or the finish. We do run a shuttle from the finish line back up to the start. So if you chose to kind of park near the start, use one of the decks up there, we would then run a shuttle. The meeting spot is on Bird Street, and we'll have signage and everything at 7th, and that shuttle will basically run you back up to Broad Street to get you a little closer to maybe where you parked if you park near the start. But again, there are parking decks and such near the finish as well. So I recommend going to that travel page and get the full listing. that'll also be something we have information on at the Race Expo. Thursday and Friday.
And I do want to add, because I guess there's another half question to that about runner drop off, because not everybody is parking and walking themselves, but people are getting dropped off. So where do you recommend getting dropped off at?
Yeah, so at the start line, I recommend doing it north of Broad, which includes Marshall Street. So if you're coming into town from the west, you'd get off at the Belvedere exit, and then you would turn left onto Marshall. That's a great spot, and you can kind of run. Marshall is completely open, so you can kind of take that heading east, depending on if you're starting at the the full start, the half, or the 8K, can kind of dictate how far down Marshall you can go. So Marshall to me is a great drop-off spot. Another spot would be if you came if you came from the east and came up towards the start, you could drop off literally right on Broad before it closes.
Okay.
So
write that down.
Yeah. Write it down. Also, when you're getting there, if you're not using ride share and you're just having a loved one drop you off, or a friend, or you're driving yourself, Waze will have all of the road closures pre-populated in there, so it should route you around if you use Waze.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Let's see, where are we at? What is the best time to be lined up at the start line?
That's a great question. So we kind of start announcements about 30 minutes before the race starts. So I recommend that you try to get there an hour before your race start. Again, to be able to find parking and kind of acclimate yourself with your surroundings, find the start corral, all of those things. And then we will begin lining you up 20 to 30 minutes prior to your race. So we have, again, our great volunteers who will be holding for the full and the 8K. We call them corral signs. We do mass starts for the full and the 8K. And so you'll have your corral letter on your bib, and you'll get behind the sign that matches. For the half marathon, we do waves because that race is larger and there's some course pain points that we have to manage. We send waves off every 2 minutes. So again, on your bib, you'll have a wave letter. And you'll get behind the sign that matches that. For the full and the 8K, I should correct myself, it's a number. So again, that'll be on your bib though, and you'll find the sign that matches.
We did have a couple questions about that, about corrals.
Yep.
Corrals and waves, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So we kind of distinguish the two. For the full and the 8K, we call them corrals because we do that mass start. And then for the half, we call them waves because we're sending waves off every 2 minutes.
Right.
So, yeah, we try to make it really easy once you're on site to find the sign that the volunteer's holding that matches your bib, number or letter, depending on which race you're doing.
Also, if you are at the start and you're confused about anything, or you're like, I need safety pins. Where do I go? Where's bag check? Anything like that. I am on staff as one of the people that have.
You actually.
Oh, you do? Yeah, both
I have a question mark.
You can take a little pic, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just want to come chat. You just want to come chat, yap with us for a little. We'll have question marks, and we'll have on little safety vests, and you can come over and ask us any questions. And at that point in time, we've lived through the expo, so we're well versed in most answers.
Right.
So come on over and you can ask anything, or if you have any questions about logistics, we're usually by some water coolers too, in case you need to fill up before the race.
So I'm at the half start.
I'm at the full.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll have 5 or 6 of these kind of roaming, if you will,
question marks. Kind of like a Super Mario.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I just played that last time with my kids. We had family Mario Kart night last night.
Fun.
Yeah, that's us. Yeah. So once you see that, just walk on over. It'll be one of us.
Yes.
Question mark.
Yes.
I did want to mention this.
I would say we got to give our man a shout out.
Former intern Chase Hartley asked us, "Are we as excited about the race as?"
I mean, yes, Chase,
love you.
Yes,
we're excited to see you, Chase.
Yeah, we
were excited.
Ready.
I think was Chase on HNTT or NTT?
No, he
was so exciting.
Yeah.
Yes. Short answer.
We are ready.
We're ready. We're excited.
We're happy.
Is it mine?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. So let's see. Does the half marathon merge with the marathon at the end?
Oh, yes, is the answer. So the half marathon and marathon. So basically what happens is the half marathon does the back half of the full marathon course, with the exception of Bryan Park. Bryan Park is exclusive to our half marathon participants.
Exclusive.
Yeah. So that merge happens right at the courses merge at Broad and Arthur Ashe Boulevard. But in general, because the full will make a left at Arthur Ashe Boulevard, the half will make a right at Arthur Ashe Boulevard. By the time the races actually get back together, you'll be further down, kind of closer to the north side near Bryan Park. So we'll start to have a merge. It actually kind of happens right outside our offices here. So that does happen. And in fact, all 3 races merge on Grace Street. So Grace Street is how the 8K comes back. It's how the half comes back. It's how the full comes back. And then, of course, all 3 races finish. That beautiful downhill finish on 5th Street. So, and then we'll celebrate everyone on Browns Island with the CoStar post-race party.
Yeah, we got that question. What happens after each race?
What happened? So. We are here to celebrate you. That is what happens. Well, and of course you'll get your medal.
Yeah.
And your water and post-race food. We've got our pizza. We've got massage tent. Tito's, a beer, whatever you're feeling.
We're sitting in here with a bunch of cases of Tito's
right now. Tito's has been delivered.
Ready to party. So, yes. Partywood.
Yep. Partywood beer. So we'll be ready to celebrate you after all 3 races, and you'll get all your swag, your blanket, your hat, the whole bit. So take lots of pictures.
Yeah. Also, when you said that Bryan Park was exclusive,
yes, I should talk about that.
We got the CarMax halfway hype zone.
Yes, we do.
Which is, if that name isn't getting you amped up, I'm ready to run through a wall when I hear that.
No, literally,
the halfway hype zone.
And I'm not even running. I'm literally like, I gotta go see it. I gotta go see what we're doing over there.
It's gonna be awesome. So Bryan Park's a great park in the city of Richmond that we have traditionally run through, and CarMax, as title sponsor of the half marathon, has decided to hype it up a little bit. So
I feel like a lot of it.
3 live
bands.
3 live bands, a marching band, spirit groups. Snacks. We're gonna have signage and additional amenity stop, which is applesauce pouches. We've got did I say a marching band? I'm pumped on that.
I love that.
Saying
Who doesn't? I'm like literally a drum line on marching band. You hear that? You're getting hyped.
You're like,
From Hermitage High School, which is where I went to high school, so I'm kind of
particular about.
I went there.
I went there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's older than you, though.
Discovering things.
Yeah.
So we've got all kinds of excitement there. You'll see additional signage, some course stickers, just stuff to continuously get you excited, because that's about mile 6, mile 7, hence the halfway hype zone name. So you're gonna love it. Yeah, School of Rock is gonna be there.
Oh,
so
cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I like that even more.
Yeah.
If someone were to bring a fanny pack or a running vest for running, does it have to be clear?
Oh, what a good question. No, if it is on your person, it does not need to be clear.
Okay.
But a good note that if you are checking a bag with our Estes bag check trucks, which will be at the start line of each race, that bag does need to be clear. And Estes will be passing out clear bags at the expo. And then if you happen to miss them, which we hope you don't, but if you do, we will have clear bags on site at those start lines too. So.
And even if you've got your fanny pack on, there might be subject to search. Just so you know, so don't be worried about it if somebody asks to look in your bag.
Yep.
We also have a Will I Survive the Marathon?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This goes out to Kelly. You're going to survive, Kelly. You're going to do more than survive. Kelly. You're going to thrive.
Kelly. I like that. Yeah. Kelly, we will do everything that we can to help you get across that finish line.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to do everything you can. So I think between the two,
trust that training.
Trust
you got it.
Yeah. Trust the training. And when you feel like you're on the verge, that's where our course support just comes in. We will pump you up, get you psyched to get across that finish line.
True.
Yeah. I'll also mention, Kelly, we have our training team coaches.
This is great.
They're an incredible group of volunteers. And so we have 3 training teams that get folks ready for race day for the full, the half, and the 8K. So we have over 2,500 people across all 3 of these training teams. And so it takes a big group of coaches to make those weeks of training successful. The other thing that they do is come out on race day to support their team members. But because they're so awesome, they go above and beyond that. They literally support everyone out on that course. We hear all the time, there was this coach that I'm not even on the training team, and she saw me and I was struggling and I needed it, and it was just what I needed to keep going.
It really is wild how often we hear that.
Yeah, we hear that all the time. So our training team coaches, again, they're there for our training team members, but the reality is they really end up kind of being there for everyone, which is just incredible. Big testament to who they are in that program. So it's awesome.
I think we have, we got, it's your turn.
Yeah. Nan's
really jumping the gun. I get freaked out when I go back to look at it, and I'm like, we've answered that.
We have so many questions. I know. Next question: are there any shakeout runs to this question?
I'm gonna let Nan answer.
All right, I don't have my time down.
I'm gonna make a pass.
That's all right. Yeah. That's acceptable. We do have a lot of shakeout runs. So did you establish we do have one with We Off the Couch?
We do.
There's one happening with We Off the Couch, which is a local run group here in Richmond that is very accessible for all paces. And then we also have 2 through the marathon. We've got one with Trevor Spencer from Marathon Training Academy, and that'll be happening on Friday. It'll be downtown. I believe the time is 11 or 11:30, but that is also in the race guide when you get the link to that. So you can just double check on that and see on the schedule. But that one is going to be kind of cool because he's going to go down around Browns Island where marathon setup will be happening, the whole finish area. So you can see that. And then across the Tyler Potterfield Bridge. So you can get some nice river views. And then we also have a big one happening with another mother runner. And theirs is primarily for their Better Together program, which is a virtual training program that then they've chosen Richmond to be the spot where all the people in this virtual program meet up and meet each other, which is really nice. Yeah, after they've been supporting each other virtually. So they have information on that, and that is also in our race guide that will be happening on Friday as well.
Yeah. Awesome. So we'll probably be, of course, you need to be following Richmond Marathon on Instagram, but we'll probably repost them onto our story if we see them happening. So like normally people will post beforehand that they're going to do one. I'll repost it. And so there will be plenty of options for.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank y'all. I needed the assist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is the best time? Oh, we already did that one.
Best place to view runners.
Yeah. What is the best place to view runners?
Okay. So a couple things there. We have awesome party zones on course. And so we have 4 on the full course and 3 on the half course. And so those are all listed on our website, along with directions on how to get to them, which kind of takes into account road closures and such. So the first one, is over on right before the Huguenot Bridge. And it's awesome. We have a band there. We'll have signs that you can use to kind of cheer on your runner. We'll have Sharpies and all that, so you can make signs right there on site. And then we have a couple more again throughout the course. And then I'll plug the Carmex Halfway Hike Zone. That also will include a party zone within it. So in Bryan Park is a party zone at Shelter One. If you park on Bryan Park Avenue, folks can go over to that particular party zone. So it's just a great place to see your runner. The other thing I'll mention is mile 16 is incredibly close to the finish line. And so getting over to the Belvedere Bridge, there's a great spirit group over there through the Virginia War Memorial. Yep. There's a water stop. There's a junk food stop. So there's kind of a lot going on there. And so you can cheer your runner on there and then kind of head down towards the finish. So that one is one where you could kind of park at the finish, walk up to mile 16, see your runner, and then head back down to the finish line. The last thing I'm going to mention, which we are super excited about, is we are going to be adding a video board to the CoStar post-race party. And that'll include a live stream of the finish line itself. So not of the entire course, but you could you could kind of, even if you're running the race and you have friends or family, you could have your beer post race and watch the live feed and see folks still finish. So we're really excited about that additional opportunity on the island.
I love that for people that might be running with a friend, but they're not running together.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not, or they lose your friend on the course.
You have that opportunity to still see the finish line. So anyways, we're
fun to watch.
Yeah, we're really excited to add that element to the post race party for
Mary
sure.
Marshall see that? She's gonna love that.
Right.
She finally gets to see something else other than her 10. This one is kind of related to that, but can fans park at the Diamond?
Oh, interesting. So that absolutely is the answer. It actually is the location of one of our party zones, the mile 20 party zone. Parking at the Diamond is no problem. I would recommend, from a road closure standpoint, you're going to want to access it via Hermitage. So if you're coming off 95 north, you'd get off on the Boulevard exit, you'd make a left and stay straight, and then the Diamond will be on your right. So that is a great example of another party zone. So absolutely.
That's a really fun spot to watch.
And it's a fun spot. Yeah.
You can see people. Don't you see them going both ways there? No,
you'll see them going still just outbound towards the north side.
Yeah.
So but you will see both the half and the full.
Yeah.
So again, that party zone is right outside the Diamond. So,
nice.
Yep.
Will there be full aid stations for slower runners?
Yes. 100%. Yes. Yeah. We have a course cutoff at 2:15, and so as a result of that, we do have 4 cutoff points throughout the course that you've got to make it to that cutoff point in order for you to make the whole course time cutoff. And so we are America's friendliest. Those first couple are definitely more like kind of a heads up. Hey, you haven't quite made the cutoff. We need to pick it up. But by that 3rd and 4th cutoff, we are unfortunately having to say, we're going to have to open the course, and we're going to ask you to be picked up by a SAG van or walk on the sidewalks. But that doesn't mean for our runners that maybe are in the back of the pack, we will totally be fully stocked. For all of those that are making that course cutoff. So no,
we're not packing up early.
We're not packing up early by any means. Yeah, that's really important to us. Again, as America's friendliest marathon, we want to make sure we're there to support all of our participants.
Is it true that discarded clothing along the course goes to a charity after the race?
It is true. So all of the clothing at the start line in particular, up through about mile 2, we have a group of volunteers come through and pick those clothes up. We are then going to be sending them off to a group at VCU who will be kind of sorting.
Oh, cool.
And then they will ultimately take the clothes to Goodwill.
Okay.
And so we're really, really fortunate to have this Cub Scout group and this partnership with the Clean City Commission as well as VCU that then again in turn takes stuff to Goodwill. I'll also mention at the start line specifically, we will have donation bins that if you're about to discard your clothing, like get it in the bin. It certainly makes the volunteer's job a lot easier in terms of getting the roadway cleaned up and getting the clothing packaged and then on its way to, again, ultimately Goodwill. Yeah, so we love that piece. We know and hope for a cold morning and know that folks may want to come a little more bundled and then as they get running, discard. So, that's all part of the plan.
Great. I don't know, did we talk about a specific time to get to the start line?
We said hour before.
Hour before is the recommendation. Okay. Yep.
And I know we touched on this a little bit, but what types of post-race food will be available?
Yeah, so all kinds of things. We've got potato chips, trail mix, granola bars, of course, our pizza from Papa John's, and so that kind of rounds, and a banana. So those are our
you gotta have a little help.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, salt and fruit and and some carbs. So we again banana, chips, trail mix, and a granola bar, and then of course Papa John's pizza.
We got a feast.
Yeah,
that's really what it sounded like.
Options. Options.
Yes.
Similar to that, we have restaurant recommendations. So restaurant recommendations, Richmond is a good eating city. So for the night before, some of these places, one of them, I know you can't do reservations, but if you're looking to carb load, Edo Squid is a very popular one. It is in the Fan, but it's not so far in the Fan from downtown. If you're staying in the downtown area, pretty short distance to like Uber or Lyft or whatever. But it is pasta, and I would recommend a reservation there. It's a closet. It's very tiny. But then Joe's Inn is always a really popular one as well. And they are really known for doing a ton of pasta, but right before the marathon, there's even been a local story about it before that I loved. And they have baked spaghetti, lasagna, all this good stuff. Really good subs if you're trying to carb load, but not pasta. And they're in the Fan. You can't do a reservation there. I'm trying to think if we got any other. People love Stella's, but that's a long reservation. You have to work on that. There's an Italian place.
Ben had that reservation. Yes.
I'm blanking on the name, but in the bottom of like the Hilton Garden Inn, there is an Italian place that's very good. It's like it's kind of
Lagrada, maybe.
It might be Lagrada.
We included that in the post too.
Love that.
Yeah, Ashley came up with a bunch of the food places.
Okay, and then Fall Line is another one that's really good, and that's right in the Marriott. That's downtown. If you're staying in the Marriott,
I'll give you a little insight on my favorite. I know I've said this a few times on this podcast, but Kobop is my favorite, and I'm only telling you guys because. Right there. Like, we can open the window and look at it. It's right behind Busky Cider. It's a food truck.
Oh.
But you can sit down on the little picnic tables out there. Maybe the day of the race after you finish racing, you need to get that food in. Yum. That's all I can say. Kobop RVA on Instagram. Best food ever.
Okay.
It's like Asian fusion.
I love when I learn a little something too.
You gotta go. It's like so good. And I don't tell everybody about it.
Okay, because you don't need it to blow up.
I don't want it to blow up.
Just don't go on November 16th now that you've released the secret.
But you guys can know about it. I'll let you guys on the secret. But it's so good.
I would also highly recommend for your post celebration to go to Gelati Celesti, which is right by Kobop.
You can walk from Kobop to Gelati Celesti.
Do that.
Yeah. Wow, that'd be a great day.
It would be.
I might be doing it too. I'll see you there. I'll be in you there.
You'd be amped up.
And also we put up a post a few days ago in collaboration with Richmond Region Tourism on things to do and like places to eat while you're here in town. So
you can totally make a weekend.
You definitely can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is no doubt about it.
And you could also they have Richmond Region Tourism has great resources on their website too of a bunch of different stuff, like all listed out by neighborhood of where to eat.
And Venture Richmond. Richmond has like specifically downtown Richmond. What is the toughest stretch on the course and where should I have a cheer squad present?
Oh, interesting. I think one of the tougher stretches is around mile 16, which we've kind of talked about. You're coming across the Belvedere Bridge. And so it's, you got some views, but it is wide open. You're on a bridge. And so from a wind perspective, if the wind's in your face, that can be a bit of a challenge. We try to support that through, again, an amazing cheer group at the Virginia War Memorial. Soldiers will be out encouraging everyone. So that, again, is that spot where you could, as a spectator, very easily be at the finish line and walk up to mile 16. So I feel like the Belvedere Bridge is one that we kind of hear about. And then that little hill I mentioned right around mile 19, kind of hear about that a little bit too as a tougher spot. But again, we've got a party zone right on the other side of that. So kind of a nice little pick me up once you get through it. But also a place that you can direct spectators to.
In mile 16, you might also be starting to have like a crisis in your mind where you're like 10 more.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big like counting it up. Yeah. I also love, I don't know that they need it because it's already jam-packed, insane, out of control fun, but the north side is also a super fun area to watch, the Bellevue neighborhood. And kind of easy to access if you come in various back ways. I think you could figure that out. But
that's a great place just in general from a like struggle standpoint. It's fairly flat through there. It's gorgeous through there, but from a just support standpoint and a fun environment for your loved one and spectator to be in, the north side is unbelievable. There's not officially a party zone there, but it's a party. So
it's also kind of a spot. I mean, if you're also spectating a loved one, I think I would like it too, because it's one where they can kind of like access talking to you maybe a little bit easier than at other spots because it's not as big of a street. Like I do feel like that's one for locals where like people hang out and then they can stop off and like, give their runners something that they might need or something like that.
Yeah.
Another good place, because we were on the course there last year, is where the November Project is going to be. Whatever
that's always really
that
fun.
Yeah, that's Grace and Lombardi.
Yep. We parked on a side street. It was very easy to like access once you got out of your car. So that would be a good place to.
Yeah, and I believe, and if we don't, we certainly should and could. We can put a list of where all of our spirit groups are, because that is, that's a great place outside of our party zones to kind of join in to the energy.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So,
we should put that out there.
Yeah.
Putting it out there.
Putting it out there.
The last one was, what pacing times do we have available?
There's a lot.
Yeah, there are a lot.
There are a lot.
So I probably won't list them out right now. But what I'll say is, we have it on the website listed for the half and the full. Karen McCarthy, who has been a long time pacer coordinator, volunteer extraordinaire, has recruited a ton of pacers for us. This is a program that we definitely get really great reviews on. So I find that we have the groups that people need. And Karen's really great. If we hear feedback about a pace missing, that, again, like anything, that's something that we can, if it's something that's consistently that we're hearing and it makes sense to add, we certainly will.
Right. As long as we have the volunteers.
As long as we have the volunteers to do it. So, but on our website lists out all of the PACE groups. It's something that, you can actually sign up to be part of a PACE team. In fact, that's what you should do. And you can go to our, I believe, the Richmond Roadrunners Club booth is where kind of you'll find Karen and those that can answer a lot of questions in regards to the PACE teams.
Yeah.
So,
this was a real just like firing squad on you. Like, this was wild. This was rapid fire.
Yeah. She knew the answers.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Yeah. That's what you think.
Efficient.
Answered everything.
As far as you know.
Look at you go.
You are wearing double jackets.
I am.
So
I needed to have my marathon. Admittedly, I had my 10K.
Your shoes. Sports backers to the max today,
10K.
right now.
But, which, of course, we love that you cross Roman Avenue 10K. But it's not 10K season just yet. Though getting close.
It is.
It's registration opening for it.
So if you come to Richmond and you absolutely just love it and you want to come back in April, do it.
Come back.
Yeah.
We know we can't end without a this or that. So we got some this or that's.
I heard them they were chit-chatting about this with other coworkers. I didn't actually hear it, but I knew things were happening in regards to this. So I'm nervous.
You asked the first one because I've noticed something about the second one, so you can ask the first one.
Okay. Spaghetti night or shrimp pasta night?
Oops, spaghetti night. I was going to say spaghetti night. You're good. You're good.
Oh, I didn't see the first one.
Spaghetti night. My family has a Spaghetti Monday Madness tradition. Every Monday is spaghetti night. Every single Monday since my husband and I have been married.
Spaghetti Monday Madness.
14 years. I mean, the likelihood of us missing a Monday night is it's real slim. Something has to really be happening. We cannot have the kids' sports practice on Monday nights. That just can't happen.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Yeah. And if you look in the fridge right now, that's what my leftovers are.
Heck yeah. How much pounds of pasta do you think the Schultz household has consumed over the years?
Telling. We used to hide carrots in it so the kids would get some form of a vegetable. But and
then you're like,
my husband about 6 months ago was just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. They're fine.
No, I think the two of them in their purest form.
What are there meatballs in the spaghetti? What kind of spaghetti is it?
So,
I don't care what you say because I don't like spaghetti either way.
Oh, you don't like spaghetti?
No, because my mom made it too much.
Yeah.
But hey,
did the kids get amped on it still?
Amped is a strong word.
Okay.
What they get amped on is adding all the cheeses.
Yes.
So that's a whole process.
I didn't have that option.
We got all the cheeses. Okay. You've got Parmesan.
Wow.
My daughter has to, she wants the perfect big cheese ball to come out of that canister.
Understandable.
Yeah. So she's really high on that.
Here, so
for sure. I get it too. And then my boys add mozzarella. Gavin adds exclusively mozzarella. Chase adds mozzarella and cheddar. Then they put it into the microwave. Yeah.
Oh,
they put it into the microwave for kind of that baked effect. I do all the cheeses. It's been usually just as Parmesan. And I'll also mention we took away the bread, the 5 cheese
I was just
bread.
about to ask about that.
Yeah, we took that away years ago because when my boys were born and they started participating in this, all they wanted was the bread naturally.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to take that away. But
you need your spaghetti.
Yeah, we had to, But about 2 months ago, we're like, man,
bread
what
is
are
back.
we like?
Why are we punishing ourselves?
Bring the bread back, and so we got bread now.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and I'm getting really excited about this.
Spaghetti night.
Yeah, I put my spaghetti right on the.
It.
Yeah,
if you watch her eat Joe's in, if she's there, she puts that spaghetti on that bread.
I don't eat the spaghetti at the expo because I spaghetti, so I'm just like salad.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, it's okay.
Have you ever had an official spaghetti sandwich? That's something I've actually had at an establishment.
Yeah, not at an establishment.
Okay.
I've made
your
my
house.
own.
Spaghetti sandwich.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
it's
wild.
the best.
Yeah, it's a lot. You're
Yeah.
taking a nap after you have. You're going to sleep.
Yeah. I do kind of an open face spaghetti sandwich all the time, but I have done the full on.
Smush.
Yeah, put it smush on it.
I don't know if my kids will ever have spaghetti actually.
That sounds
because
like you hate it.
Well, we don't
It's
eat
so
it at all.
easy. That's
I
the
love
thing
pasta.
with it.
I think
It's
because
just easy to do.
Well, because I just get Alfredo instead.
Okay.
So it's
I'm a prefer Alfredo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't dislike it, but spaghetti.
I love
it's a
that
thing.
though. I love spaghetti nights.
Yeah, spaghetti Monday madness.
And so the shrimp is just additional sometimes. That was I've noticed Megan's recently had a shrimp pasta, and that's a new one.
If you know anything about the Schultz's, we go on kicks.
Okay.
The spaghetti one is one we're not kicking out, but we go on little kicks.
Spaghetti break a 14-year streak.
Spaghetti Alfredo, pasta Alfredo is a kick at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yep. It's good.
The next one is about your fashion. You're known as one of the most true to yourself, fashionable people in the office. I would say.
Yeah.
So 2 trends that you've really jumped back on recently. Are you, if you can only pick one, are you picking a visor or a slide?
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard. She's rocking a lot of slides with socks, lots of visors.
Yeah.
We're kind of out of visor season.
We are out of visor season. I'd like to say that if I had grown up into the era we're in now, like I would have been really cool. Like
I think you probably would have been.
I am totally on trend now. I've just kept it going and now it's back.
We really don't. Like we're just like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm whatever every single day.
Yeah. If I had to pick one, oh my gosh, they're just so different. Like different reasons. I think I think the slides and the
smart.
socks.
It's the athlete in
I think so.
It
also gets the most comments.
Yeah, you get the most comfort out of that too. Though.
I do, yeah. And I can wear that inside. The visor really is like pure. I'm outside. I'm setting up for an event. I'm at an event.
Do you like a visor because you like to wear your hair up higher like that, so the hair can come out? Yeah.
That is definitely why I like a visor.
Yeah.
I've been exploring the hat thing though. Recently, I just bought a new Randolph Macon hat after I went to college, and so like I'm feeling that out. But the visor's just so practical.
Oh yeah, definitely
practical because you can just pop it on.
Yeah, I can pop it on.
Okay. We can't wait to see you in like a week and a half.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and if you have any more questions, bother Cameron on social media, and she'll get you the answer.
Bother me.
Thanks, Megan.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Thanks. Bye.